Welcome back for another lesson. I know you want to get on with things and catch big fish, but everyone has to start somewhere. And trust me, when you're on the bank with a fish on, you'll thank me for this. Grab your rod and let's get started. Just like before, head for a peg and unload your gear. Now let's talk watercraft. Take a minute and have a look at where you're fishing from. You can see there's a decent margin on the opposite side of the lake, with some overhanging trees and some reeds. An ideal place for a carp to hang out. Almost anyone can cast a rod out and wait for the occasional fish, but it requires skill and technique to catch big fish consistently. That's where watercraft comes into play. One element of watercraft is looking for the visual cues. Keep an eye out for splashing, shows, and small feeding bubbles. These all indicate that there are fish in the area, and this is where you need to be targeting. Now, it looks like there's a lot of weed over there. That'll make things harder. Weed is a fish's dream and an angler's nightmare. If you're using a bottom bait and you cast into weed, your bait will be hidden and the fish won't find it easily. It can also tangle your line and help the fish escape your hook. So, when fishing over a weed bed, try using something that sits above it. A chod rig would do the job. Don't worry if you don't have one, you can just use mine for now. But I want it back at the end of the lesson. When you're ready, cast out to the weeds on the far bank. Don't worry if you don't hit them first time, just reel in and try again. Although try not to do that too often or you might spook the fish. Result! I'm gonna get a bit technical with you now, so pay attention. Your line is attached to a reel on your rod, and all reels are fitted with an adjustable drag system. The drag system is what sets how much resistance there is for the fish to pull line out from the reel. So if you set it to its lowest setting, the fish will pull the line out easily and swim further away. But if you set the drag system to its maximum, the fish won't be able to pull line from the reel at all. It's locked up and the fish is going nowhere. Let's put that into practice. Try increasing the drag on the reel to 90%. Okay, if you had a fish on, it would find it difficult to pull line out from your reel. Bear in mind though, when you have your drag set this high, you're adding more tension to the line, and that could lead to losing the fish. To monitor your tension, take a look at your drag system. When you have a fish on, you'll be able to see how much tension there is on the line by checking the tension gauge. Blue shows you when the tension is low, and red shows you when the tension is high. The two indicators at each end are there to show you when you're in real danger of losing the fish. You don't want to be in here, so adjust your tensions accordingly to get out of the danger zone. With that in mind, let's lower your drag to something a little easier on the fish, something like 30%. When the drag is set this low, the fish will be allowed to take the line with a little bit of resistance, but it shouldn't be enough to lose the fish. The trade-off with setting the drag too low is that the fish can easily take the line and head for things that could snag it. You really want to keep the fish away from reeds on the bank and weed beds. If the fish makes it to those spots, then it might well... Now, if you're lucky enough to have a fish on and you're reeling it in, my advice is to keep an eye on the fish's movements and what's around it. Constantly check the tension to make sure you have enough to reel in the fish, but not too much that it escapes. Think you're ready to take on a fish? Pull the rod back over your head. See the tension on the rod? Now move the rod forward and reel in the slack line. Careful now. When there's too little tension on the line, there's a chance of the fish escaping by throwing the hook. But when there's too much tension, well, you can pretty much guess what's going to happen. New chod rig for me. Let's get this fish close to the bank so we can net it. You can move the rod to the side if you want to pull the fish in a certain direction. That's your tactic for pulling fish away from weed beds and guiding the fish. Quality stuff. You're almost ready to net this fish. Just reel it in a little closer. Don't forget to pull the rod back and reel in the slack line to bring the fish in properly. Here we go, make or break time. It's time to net the fish. Start off by picking up the net. Check it out! You've caught yourself a beautiful common carp. You've also bagged yourself some experience and tackle points. Let's get this little fella back in the water and we'll call it a day. And that's it. In this lesson, we've covered how to reel in a fish, how to manage your tension, and you've even bagged yourself a quality common carp. Nice one. Thanks for listening, and I look forward to seeing you on the bank sometime. One of the best things about stalking for fish is that you aren't restricted to your peg. You're free to walk around the lake, look for fish, and cast out to the optimum location. Give it a go. Walk up to the edge of the lake and cast out. Before you cast, take a step back and think for a second. If you're fishing in the margins and you're trying to get a fish in at close range, you're not going to bang out a massive overhead cast now, are you? Casting overhead to short distances is not the way to go. Instead, you want to change your casting stance to an underarm cast. It's a short-range cast and is ideal for fishing in the margins. Performing an underarm cast is the same as an overhead cast. Just hold the line, pull the rod back,
finally get mad.
push the rod forward and release the line. It looks simple enough, but it's actually pretty tricky.
Hell yeah, what'd you pay for it? 20 bucks? Where? Fuckers, I paid $60 for that shit. Yeah, you gotta go to your solos, and then it's the one that says Spotlight Challenge. It'll be over to like couple over. Each one's like you gotta yeah, go play solos. Then keep going over. You'll see it says Spotlight Player or something. Yeah, and there's 3 of them. The first one is for Braxton Miller, 96 overall. Wide receiver. Yeah. Then you do the second one, you get a 96 right tackle. Then the one they just released is for a 96 tight end. And they're only like, I think, 6 apiece, 6 challenges apiece. Yeah, and when I put Braxton Miller and them in my lineup, dude, they made them 98 because of how good my team is.
To get used to underarm casting. And just in case you were wondering, you can still change your stance when you're preparing to cast.
Usually people leave when I play them because I fuck them up. Yeah, I got bomb defense.
Spotted some fish over there. Quick, reel in and shift it over there before they spook.
Yeah.
Remember, when you're fishing in the margins, you want to keep an eye on the water and see if you can spot the fish in the lake. When you see a fish, you know instantly that you want to be casting.
I'm off for till fucking Wednesday for the 4th.
Can you see them? I'm guessing there's a few doubles over there. Quick, cast your line out and hopefully one of them will take it.
I just got paid the other day. $800 for a week. I make about $1,600-1,700 every 2 weeks.
Now it's just like before. Keep an eye on your line tension and reel your target in.
Yeah, I just bought this fishing game the other night just because a new game. Shit, you know how I am. I'm always buying games. Yeah, I don't like Brady. He's trash.
Looks like you picked yourself up some more experience and tackle points. We're not ending it here, though. Let's put this one back and see if you can catch another.
That's Brady for you.
You're on your own this time.
Yeah, dude. If I played you, you'd be like, "What the fuck?"
So let's see if you can use those skills and catch one for yourself.
You never know that, cause I got beat before by Josh. Beat me one time by a field goal. Josh. Kilizora or whatever the fuck his name is. Josh, Tiffany, and them's brother. You know how I'm talking about? You got all them brothers and sisters. What's his name? Eubank or whatever? I don't know how to say his last name. I played Josh and fucking... I had 160 rushing yards with the quarterback.
Landed! And that's a lovely looking fish too. Shame it isn't a massive one, but catching these lovely looking carp is still great fun.
Yeah, some of them challenges are a bitch, dude. Especially your teammate. Them are hard for what you are. But me, dude, my team, I flew through them. I was just smashing them. And a week before, last 2 weeks ago, they had a challenge for a night. That's how I got that Derek Carr. It was for a random 99 player. They gave me Carr. And Carr's the most expensive. That Carr card is the most expensive card in the game right now.
I got his 89 card. What the fuck you playing?
What? Shit. Might get on mad and whoop your ass. It don't matter. I'll use the Cleveland Browns on you. What's this? Nah, usually if I play something, I use regular teams, cause if I use my team, dude, it don't matter who you use, who you got. My team's unstoppable. Oh, sweet corn. I didn't even know you're allowed to use corn. Oh yeah.
My offense just be acting like they're trash. I need to get rid of, like, I have a Russell Westbrook 85 card, but Tom Brady's a 90, so they automatically put Tom Brady in.
Yeah.
And that dude can't run for a leg, dog.
Tom Brady can't run.
Hell no, it's slow as fuck, bro. I'm trying to run with him. This is gonna be a bitch, bro.
I'm telling you this.
Like, I don't let them score, but they don't let me score either. Their defense is on point.
Yeah. That's how it is when you're playing me, dude. I'll tell you what you need to do. You need to use the Saints playbooks. Yep, dude, they gotta play on the Saints money play. That's the only play I use, dude. It's money every time touchdown. To your tight end or wide receiver, whoever you want. Either one will be open. Let's see. Now we gotta do baiting. Nah, this fishing's pretty tight. I like fishing anyway, so like, I was like, shit, I might as well buy a fishing game. I got every other game there is.
Hell yeah.
Dude, I got every sports game that EA made.
I'm waiting for that new Call of Duty.
Baiting with a spod is the topic of this next lesson. It's a great tool to help get the fish feeding.
Well, you don't have Black
Let's
Ops
start
3
off with
anymore?
the basic principle of baiting. In case you didn't know,
Why?
baiting is a term anglers use when they drop free bait in an area for the fish to eat.
Why not?
First of all, get yourself set up on a peg.
I didn't even
then
know you
can
sold
equip
your
spot.
system. Shit, I've had my system since the shit dropped. 2 weeks after they dropped the
Good.
PS4,
Now,
I got
take a look
mine.
at your selection of rods. You should be able to see that you now have a spod available. Just select the spod and you'll switch to it. It's that easy. Now, let me explain what a spod is. That rocket-shaped thing on the end of your rod is the spod. It's loaded with bait, and each time you cast and it lands in the water, it's dropping its payload. That is what you want. It's basically saying to any fish in the area that the buffet is open for business. Give it a try. Cast the spot like you'd cast a normal rod. Try aiming it somewhere in the middle of the lake.
Who's your running back?
Usually you want to bait an area a couple of times, adding loads of food to the area. To consistently cast the spot at the same distance, you can set a line clip.
Shit, you ain't allowed to do that here.
The amount of line that's allowed off the reel.
Right?
By setting the line clip, you'll hit
Oh,
the
they're
same
teaching me in
maximum
this
distance
fishing and they
every
got
time.
this bait.
Try
I
setting
said
the
that's
line
probably
clip,
what the pros
reel
do,
in,
dude.
and cast out
It's
to
a
that
thing.
exact
You
area
cast
again.
out.
That's the one.
You cast it out, and when it lands in the water, dude, it fucking... It sets food out so that the fish will come and be like, oh, the buffet's open. And then after that, you cast your regular reel in and catch a hook fish that way. I said, you're not allowed to do that here. You ain't allowed to throw food and then fish in it.
To unclip, simply unset the clip when
That's
the spot
what he
is in the
did.
water. Job done. Now, let's switch to a hook bait and get it out there before the frenzy begins. Okay, now for the difficult.
Legendary.
You need to cast your line out to the baited area without the line clip. I'm going to teach you a little technique that should help you to do that. What you want to do is set yourself up to cast as far as you can, but when you release the cast, hold the line again to slow it down. This will slow the speed of the line coming off the spool and should help you to guide the rig to the same spot as your baited area. Give it a try. Do a powerful overhead cast, and as you release the line, hold the line again to slow it down.
R1.
When you're slowing down the cast, you can also move the rod to the side to pull it in that direction. It's really handy for guiding the bait in the direction you want it to land in.
This shit.
Get in! You landed that perfectly in the mix. It doesn't look like the feeding frenzy started yet, so I tell you what, instead of standing like a spare part with your rod in your hand waiting for a bite, you can put the rod down and give your arms a rest. Ah, isn't that better? You're probably wondering how you know if a fish takes the bait. Don't worry. You see that rest your rod is on? Connected to that is what we call a bite alarm. When you got a fish on, you'll know because that thing will start beeping away like there's no tomorrow. Whilst you're waiting for a bite, you could go for a wander and see if there are any fish nearby. Or you could just relax and enjoy the tranquility. Hey, there you go. Quick, get your rod and pick it up before the fish runs off with it. Go on now, you got this. Reel that fish in.
Oh yeah. Got him. I got Larry 97 overall, I think.
You're getting the hang of this, aren't you? Well, that's all I could teach you about baiting. Let's put this
On
one
that
back and call it
Madden
a day.
16, my team's a 99. Yeah. On this, I'm a 95. Overall. They're loaded. Usually when you play me, it's either interception or you're getting sacked. And my running backs, I got Marshawn Lynch, I got White, and I got Le'Veon Bell, so I can put either one in. But I like using fucking.
Hell yeah. I've been trying to get fucking Le'Veon Bell.
Yeah, he's hard to get.
He's hard to get.
Yeah. Yeah, boy.